Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum students. This is Hamza Noor and today here I am with the question from S2 A-Level Mathematics 9709 October November 2013 paper 7 variant 3 question number 4 and the topic is Poisson distribution. So let's see what this question says. Goals scored by Manchester United occur at random with a constant average of 1.2 goals per match. Goals scored against Manchester United occur independently and at random with a constant average of 0.9 goals per match. Part 1 is saying that find the probability that in a randomly chosen match involving Manchester, a total of 3 goals are scored. So obviously in a match which is involving Manchester, uh, the Manchester is playing, the opposition is playing. Manchester is scoring at an average of 1.2 goals per match. However, the opposition is scoring at an average of 0.9 goals per match. So what we need to do is we need to find the probability that in a match a total of 3 goals are scored. So this is exactly the same thing as saying that I'll be having a sum of two independent Poisson random variables. So let's say if x is distributed to a Poisson approximation with mean 1.2 goals scored by Manchester and y is distributed to a Poisson approximation with mean 0.9 goals per match because the opposition is scoring at this rate. So obviously in a match both teams are playing, they will be scoring. So x plus y is distributed to a Poisson approximation with mean 1.2 plus 0.9 which is 2.1. Okay, now what I need to find is that probability that x plus y is exactly equals to 3. I need the probability of 3 goals in a match. Okay, I mean whoever wins, I need a probability of total 3 goals scored. So e raised to the power minus lambda e raised to the power minus 2.1 multiplied by lambda raised to the power r 2.1 cube and then divided by 3 factorial. So 2.1 raised to the power 3 multiplied by e raised to the power minus 2.1 and then divided by 3 factorial. The answer is 0.189. As simple as that. Now the part B is saying that a total of 3 goals are scored and the condition is that Manchester wins. Okay, a total of 3 goals must be scored, Manchester must win. So what are the possibilities basically? Let's say we have Manchester and let's say we have a team opposition. Okay, so a total of 3 goals must be there and Manchester must win. So either Manchester scores 3 goals and the opposition scores none, and Manchester scores 2 and the opposition scores 1. इसके अलावा तो और कोई पॉसिबिलिटी हो नहीं सकती क्योंकि मैनचेस्टर ने जीतना है. अगर 1-2 हो गया और 0-3 हो गया तो मैनचेस्टर ने हार जाना है. सिंपल सी बात. So these are the two possibilities that you must have a total of 3 goals in a match and Manchester must win. So the thing is, what we did in part 1 is completely different over here because we are inspecting the goals individually. एक आपका केस मैनचेस्टर का है, एक उसकी ऑपोजिशन का है, तो अलग अलग इंफॉर्मेशन के हिसाब से हम उनकी प्रोबेबिलिटीज निकालेंगे यहाँ पे. सो द थिंग इज what you are going to do what we have is x is distributed to a Poisson approximation with mean 1.2 and y is distributed to a Poisson approximation with mean 0.9. Okay, so first I'm finding the probability that Manchester scores exactly 3 goals. So e raised to the power minus 1.2 multiplied by 1.2 raised to the power 3 and then divided by 3 factorial. And then I'll multiply it with the probability that the opposition scores 0 goals. So e raised to the power minus 0.9 multiplied by 0.9 raised to the power 0 and then divided by 0 factorial. Okay, so This whole thing 0.9 raised to the power 0 is also 1. 0 factorial is also equal to 1. So you just need to consider this thing when solving in your calculator, e raised to the power minus 0.9. So 1.2 raised to the power 3, 1.2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by e raised to the power minus 1.2 divided by 3 factorial and then multiply it with e raised to the power minus 0.9. This is 0.0353, 0.0353. Okay, now I'm finding this thing that Manchester scores 2 goals and the opposition scores 1 goal. So let's do some separate working for this. Okay, so Manchester is scoring 2 goals, e raised to the power minus 1.2 multiplied by 1.2 squared divided by 2 factorial, and then you multiply it with the probability that the opposition is scoring 1 goal, e raised to the power minus 0.9 multiplied by 0.9 raised to the power 1 and then divided by 1 factorial. So this is 1.2 square times e raised to the power minus 1.2 then divided by 2 factorial multiplied by e raised to the power minus 0.9 multiplied by 0.9. So 0.9 e raised to the power minus 0.9. This is 0.07935. 0.07935. So these are the two possibilities that total of 3 goals are scored and Manchester wins. So you are going to add them up. So 0.0353 plus 0.07935. Our answer is 0.11465, 0.115, correct to 3 significant figures. 0.115. Adding this with this. As simple as that. Coming on to part 3. Okay, part 2, sorry, because that was part B of part 1. The manager promises the Manchester players a bonus if they score at least 35 goals in the next 25 matches. Okay. Find the probability that the players receive the bonus, meaning we need to find the probability that the players will score at least 35 goals in the next 25 matches. Now, first you need to consider we are talking about the Manchester. We are not talking about the opposition. So the information of the opposition is now invalid over here in this case. So originally, Manchester in any match they play, they score at a rate of 1.2 goals per match. So now what we are talking about the next 25 matches. Next 25 matches. So the thing is in one game, if they are scoring at an average of 1.2, so in the 25 games, what they are scoring? 25 multiplied by 1.2. So this is 30. The mean is now 30. And since the lambda is greater than 15, so we can distribute it to a normal approximation. Okay. So the Poisson will be converted into a normal distribution. And now we are going from discrete to a continuous distribution. So the continuity correction will also be applied. All right. And what we need is at least 35 goals. Come 35 goals. At least 35 goals means probability that x is greater than or equals to 35. हर हाल में 35 goals होने चाहिए. So now we have converted into a normal distribution. What we knew earlier that x is distributed to a Poisson approximation with mean 1.2, that was per match. Now we are considering 25 matches. Now since the lambda, the mean is greater than 15, so normal distribution will be applied. What I'll say is that y is normally distributed with mean 30 and variance 30 because the mean and variance of the Poisson distribution is exactly same. So the thing is, now I have to convert this thing into y as well, and now I'm coming from discrete to a continuous distribution. I'll be applying the continuity correction as well. So x is greater than or equal to 35. So this will be that y is greater than, we are going to take away 0.5 from this 34.5, and this concept you have already studied in S1. So y is greater than 34.5. Okay, now what you need to do is just standardize this and find the z value. So you need this thing, that the probability of y is greater than 34.5. So probability of z is greater than 34.5 minus mean. Mean is how much? Mean is 30, and then divided by standard deviation. The variance is 30, so the standard deviation is under root of 30. As simple as that. So what is the value? Z value 34.5 minus 30 divided by under root 30. This is 0.822. You need to find this thing. Probability that Z is greater than 0.822. Alright. So now I'll do some working over here, and you have to use your Z distribution table, which is given in your formula sheet. Okay. So if I make a graph like this, so 0.822 is, a positive value. What I need is this region. Okay, so I will do a normal lookup in the Z distribution table, and I will find the phi value of 0.822. So that will definitely give me this area, because the area which is on the left hand side of the Z is found by, the Z distribution table by default gives you these values, that the probability of Z is less than Z. ठीक है, ये सब चीज़ें आप S1 से भी सीखते हुए आ रहे हैं, तो आई होप यहाँ पे तो कोई मसला नहीं होना चाहिए. तो the thing is, just do a normal lookup in your Z distribution table. 0.822 कितनी आ रही है? 0.82 7939. 7939 plus 5 is how much? 7944. 7939 plus 5 7944. 0. कितनी हो जाएगी? 0.7944. This area is 0.7944. So I need this one. So 1 minus 0.7944, and your answer is 0.2056. So correct to three significant figures, it is 0.206. This is your final answer. If you found this video useful, don't forget to follow my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.